Hello, peoples. It's his little Cherie, and I'm here with a final update on my month of media sensitivity protocols. Years ago, God told me that movies and TV numb my heart and steal my affections, and not just me, everyone. And He wanted me to tell people that. Well, I sort of did, but I'm still sort of doing it. Uh, And I decided that this month I was going to try to really be sensitive to the Lord about what I watch and when, and see what a difference it made. And it made a huge difference. I want to wrap things up by telling you the things that I did that really worked for me and the benefits. So the things I did that really worked for me, some of them I'm doing for some of them I'm some of them I've been doing for a long time. Some of them just kind of happened organically this month. So the first thing I'll say is that I have a habit of not taking my phone into my bedroom at night. I also don't watch screens during meals. This is a really tricky one. This is hard for me, but I found it very beneficial both for my brain and my digestion just to focus on what I'm eating and look out the window or look at the person across from me at the table. Um, let's see. The third thing I did, check my notes. What I found this month really worked for Facebook was a timer. And so I would set my timer for 10 or 15 minutes and I would scroll until my timer went off and then I would shut my computer. Facebook, you can hit all the highlights in 10 or 15 minutes to see what your family and friends have posted. And after 10 or 15 minutes, it's just feeding you stuff to keep you scrolling. So that was very helpful. I also found that I tended to feel good about watching something very intentionally. So instead of just sitting down in front of YouTube or sitting down in front of the TV, I would say, oh, it's Wednesday. There's that show I really like. And so I would watch one episode of that show and then I would turn it off. And it was hard to do at first, but after a while, I just got used to it and it was very satisfying. So I really tried to be sensitive to God's leading in what to watch this month. And I found that I developed a better sense of whether I was on the right track or not. And it was usually just kind of an uneasy feeling when I was like, oh, I'm so exhausted. I'm just going to sit down. And then I'd have that uneasy feeling and it's like, yeah, okay, fine. And so it was really helpful to develop a more sensitive spirit in being led in what to watch and what not to watch. I wanted to talk about the benefits that I found. I loved this month. I loved it because there were so many benefits to this sensitivity protocol that I was doing. First of all, I had way more energy and motivation to do things, even optimism. And I just think it was because I wasn't sedating myself as much. And because I wasn't watching stuff, I needed to find other things to do. And I just loved that. I got lots done this month. Let's see. One of the most surprising things, I did not expect this, is that I actually really enjoyed the things that I watched way more than I usually enjoy watching things. I loved watching things before, but it was more of an addiction. This was more intentional, and because I wasn't watching as much as usual, the things that I did watch were so so enjoyable. And I found that that half an hour that I took to watch satisfied me way more than all of the scrolling and watching I was doing previously. So, as usual, fasting is a way to enhance pleasure, not to rob you of pleasure. So that was very cool. I loved that. And another really surprising thing was I started to enjoy staring out the window. You know, like I'd sit down to watch something, I'd be very tired, and then I'd feel that little nope. And so I'd be like, okay, fine. But I'm already in the chair, right? The comfortable chair. So I would just sit and I'd stare out at the autumn. And I'd be like, wow, it's actually beautiful out there. And I found that I developed an appetite for being still and just not doing much of anything and just resting. And so it was a very restful month. Anyway, those are my main takeaways and the things that really worked for me. If you've been following my journey, thank you so much. And I just wish you all the best as you continue to be sensitive to the media that you consume and as you journey with God. Love you guys. Bye for now.